Don't judge me. I have a completely naked face today. Not even lashes. Literally, not even lotion right now, actually. Nothing. I'm wearing nothing on my face. So, don't get used to it. I thought today we could do makeup and chat. I've come to some revelations recently, and some of that is basically, how do I start this? Lord, why is this so hard? Okay, so as we know, I have a neuro-spicy brain. I am not your typical, I don't know if I should say typical. God damn it, this is hard. Okay, I have ADHD, and it is a challenge. It is a huge challenge for me. And I'm not really sure how to start, but yesterday I finished my episode, shared, my palette, which I'm going to do with you today. So we are going to come up with a makeup look based on this palette. I'm thinking pink because I like pink. Pink makes me happy. And I wanted to do lavender, but the only purples in there are like darker purples. So we're going for bright, happy pink today. Anyway, what I just put on my face is the One Size Secure the Sweat Dry Till Dawn Primer. Now, I'm not sure if I should put on my other primer, but we're going to put this on. It says to leave it on for about a minute before you apply anything else. But that's what this is. Okay, but we're going to do the eyes first anyway, so that can do whatever it's going to do. So as you know, I have a neuro-spicy brain. I have been diagnosed with ADHD. I've had it, I guess I've had it my whole life, but I was diagnosed when I was in middle school. If you don't know this about me, I used to live in a lot of different places. I used to live in California. I used to live in Hawaii, but we settled in New Jersey. And in New Jersey, we have some of the best school systems in the country, or we did. I'm sure we do still. I don't see why it would change. Just, education in general has gone down the tubes, But that's because of micromanaging and bad admin and everything else above, because it all rolls down. But anyway, what are we talking about? Spicy brain. So I came to New Jersey with not a lot of skills, because when I was younger, I went back and forth between Hawaii and California every other year until we moved to New Jersey. And that's not a very strong foundation for education, obviously. And because of that, I couldn't read very well. I couldn't spell my whole name. At this point, I was 9 years old. Of course, my full name is 10 letters long, but, not being able to spell your own name is a little embarrassing, especially for somebody who loves to read so much. It's not my parents' fault. They read to me all the time, and they took care of me, and we did a whole bunch of workbooks, and I remember that stuff all the time. God, it was the bane of my existence. Anyway, not their fault. But, when you don't have a strong foundation, you go to a state that has some of the best schools in the country, and they put you in special ed classes. I don't know why I'm emotional about this. This is just factual stuff. It's not a big deal. Put me in special ed classes. By the time I was 12, I could write like a freshman in college. I took to writing very quickly, very easily. I love it. Still love it. So but I continued staying in special ed classes because it doesn't hurt to have extra help, whatever. But in that time, I learned that I also have ADHD. or ADD, some combination. I didn't pay enough attention to know which one was which or how bad it was or anything like that. I kind of wish I knew now. I think the hardest part about having a Neuro-Spicy brain is that it's going to be hard to do makeup if you're crying, but we're going to try it anyway. When you have a Neuro-Spicy brain, when you are your person, as an individual, it never occurs to you that people might think differently than you. You just think everyone thinks like this and everyone's brain works like this. Why would it be different for anyone else? When you see something, everyone else sees the same thing, right? Why would that be different? It's different. So it never occurred to me that people have no idea, no concept of the way I think or why I think the way that I think or anything like that. And that's okay. Like, it is what it is. Hold on, let me find all my makeup brushes. I found them. Okay. So also with the Neuro-Spicy comes with RSD, which I've talked about this before. RSD, rejection sensitivity disorder. That one's really rough to deal with because what that is, everyone's like, it's okay to fail. It's not a big deal. You'll be all right. All this other stuff, right? And a lot of people can just pick themselves back up and just keep going. RSD makes that incredibly difficult to the point where it feels almost impossible. So if you have RSD and you're rejected in any way, like if somebody makes fun of you, if somebody says something hurtful or something that might be critical towards you, it might not even be hurtful, it might be like a criticism, stuff like that, it is so hard. Like it is deep, it like affects you to your core. I don't know how else to explain it. It sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud. Like, why should somebody else's words affect you so deeply? Like, you know who you are. The thing is, having a Neuro-Spicy brain, you don't. You're constantly trying to figure out who you are. You're constantly trying to be better, stronger, somehow just be what everyone else wants you to be. It's hard. It's really hard. But anyway, so when you get criticism, when you get, when people say things to you that are, critiques, or even if they're just, if they are trying to bully you, that shit really hurts. Like, people are actually actively trying to hurt you. It hurts. Thing is with ADHD is we are so sensitive to that when people are throwing shade, we catch it. We catch all of it. We catch the body language. We catch the tone. Even in writing, we have a very sensitive way. We're very sensitive. We're very able to recognize when somebody is actively trying to hurt you. I, as somebody who loves language and loves to read and write, I pay very close attention to the words that people use. And it is very, very revealing when people use certain words. Let me give you an example. So, somebody once said to me, because I was feeling down, I was very sad, and they quoted Batman. And the quote is, why do we fall, Bruce? Or why do we fall, Master Wayne? That whole thing, right? And the response is, so we can learn to pick ourselves back up again. Now, on the surface, that sounds inspirational, right? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up again. Here's the thing. It is so hard to do things on our own. So when somebody said that to me, why do we fall? so we can learn to pick ourselves back up. And it is important to recognize that, we are on our own. This is something we need to do by ourselves. But in the same vein, when somebody says that, it is such a lonely phrase. Why? Why do I have to do this by myself? Why am I alone in this? Why can nobody see what I see, understand what I understand, help me when I need help? And I doubt the person who said that realized the connotation of, you can do this, but also you're on your own. And the more I thought about it, honestly, the sadder it made me, because I don't want to be on my own. And yet, I kind of always put myself in a position of always being alone. And that's also because when I am in darkness, I don't want anyone else to be in the darkness with me. And I don't want anyone to know I'm in darkness. Sometimes you just never know when somebody is hurting because they're so good at masking. I'm terrible at masking, as you can see. Now, if you were to ask me how good I am at hiding, bottling things up, not hiding, bottling things up, that I can do. I can try and pretend everything is okay. And if I don't think about it, everything is fine. But my actions will reveal, right? When I'm not reaching out, when I'm not talking to anybody, I'm revealing myself. And now my makeup's coming off because my tears are coming. Oh, God damn it. Anyway, this is hard. Okay. It's kind of like, do your makeup while crying. So fun. We love that for us. Okay. But yeah, so tap, tap, tap. All better. Like it never happened. Except there's proof, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that. Okay. So being a neuro-spicy person, it's really hard when people just don't understand where you're coming from. They don't understand how your brain works. And it makes it harder because you think people understand. And then when you realize that they very much do not understand, it makes things so much harder. So being able to vocalize your struggle feels like an impossible task because you don't know you're struggling. And that sounds crazy. That sounds so crazy. I don't realize that I'm struggling. I just think that, people put other words to it. Lazy, stupid, useless, what's that word? Starts with a P, procrastinator, that sort of stuff, right? The thing is with those things, that is my brain. Like, how do I explain this? It is 10 times harder for me to do tasks than it is for somebody who does not have a neuro-spicy brain. So any little task that I am able to accomplish is actually a really big deal. I know, this is it. Maybe this will help. What people don't realize, people talk about habits, right? It's a habit to wake up in the morning, make your bed, brush your teeth, have breakfast, all that stuff. For somebody who is neurospicy, that is not a habit. That is something that we have to constantly, actively think about all the time. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about, I'm going to do the glitter now. I don't know if this is the right one to do though. Let's go bold. Yeah. We doing it. That's fun. Yeah, so we don't have habits. We have to actively think about every single thing that we do. Everything. I mean, when we open our eyes in the morning, our first thoughts are, what are we doing today? Or honestly, for me, it's what is today? What is today? And then it's, what am I doing today? What is everything that needs to get done today? Can I do today? And then some days when I have to think about all the things that I do or have to do, there's this other phenomenon that happens, and it's called paralysis. And that paralysis comes from not knowing where to start. And so some days I will literally just lay in bed and think to myself, I don't know how to start today. And I don't know what to do. Now, if you have a job, that's easy. Get up, put clothes on, go to work. And if your job is repetitive, even easier. When I was a teacher, nothing was repetitive. No day was ever the same day. And in education, there is a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean an obscene amount of criticism and darkness and cruelty. And people are cruel to you on purpose. And it's not in your head. It's real. It's very, very real. And, for a while, it's something you just dealt with because you think, that's what everyone deals with. That's what everyone has to deal with, right? Can't just be you. You're not the only one. But honestly, sometimes it is just you. And sometimes you are the only one. Because no one else thinks like you. Even though you think the way you think is common sense. And it only makes sense to think like that. How else could you think? What other way is there? I don't know if that makes sense. Let me do the other eye. I think I'm getting somewhere with this. I haven't done eyeliner in so long. All I'm saying is, when you realize people don't think like you, it's this like earth-shattering, world-breaking kind of realization because, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I just don't understand how you can't see what I see, But that's not the hardest part of it. The hardest part is when you do things for people and they have no idea how hard it was for you to do that thing. They have no concept of what it took for you to do that. When you plan something really nice and thoughtful, when you show that you're thinking about somebody, when you have so much going on already in your brain, and then you go out of your way to show somebody that you care about them. But when you're busy, sometimes you don't notice that they don't reciprocate or show the same way, When you're busy, you're just trying to function and survive, It's just life. You're just trying to exist and keep everything together. And then sometimes when you have a moment to stop and pause, you realize how alone you are. All those things that you did, how unnoticed they went. Here you thought you were showing somebody that you cared because you did something finally, right? You finally did something. And it's either not good enough, not bold enough, right? Or they just don't show it. in the same way you show it, but also they just don't show it. And that goes back to the RSD, that rejection, right? Rejection sensitivity disorder, where when you do so much and you do everything you can and it feels like you get nothing in back return, that also is that kind of rejection. That's rough. I don't know why I'm putting all this on the internet, but sometimes I just do things to help and try and inspire people, and I don't want people to feel alone, because you're not. Sometimes it's nice to be alone. I get that too. But I just want you to know that you're not alone. And you're not the only person who is struggling just to get out of bed. Masking is an art. It really is. Sometimes you just never know. And I don't want you to take away that I'm not okay. Right now, I'm not okay, but I'm going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine. It's not a big deal. Sometimes you just go through, you have bad days. And that's okay too. You just got to take each day by day. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. And it's okay to struggle. But don't do this alone. Because it's hard to do it alone. And in some cases, impossible to do it alone. So don't. Also, it's okay to cry too. Crying is not weakness. In fact, I find that when I've stopped masking and bottling it up, I really love crying. In some ways, it's almost addicting, because once you start, it's hard to stop. But don't look at it as a weakness, because it's not. Crying is good. It's very good for you. Bottling it up is very bad and dangerous. And that's how people get hurt, when they're not true to themselves. Let me clean this up. Honestly, it might be impossible to do my lashes. Everything's all wet. But anyway, all I'm saying, I'm literally debating on whether I should post this, because I feel like people are going to take this in the wrong way. People are going to be like, she's weak, or who posts yourself crying on the internet, who does that? What a fucking weirdo. I'm weird. It's okay too. But I only realized I was weird when I realized people just don't think like me. And that's okay. I'm okay with it. Kind of now, a little bit. I kind of wish people understood me. It's kind of lonely sometimes, being the weirdo. Also, going through that footage the other day, seeing what I looked like. I wish I'd never gotten to that size. I'm not trying to say anybody should feel shame for being heavy or anything like that, but I'm such a different person. Life is so much better now. Life is so good now. It really is. especially since I quit teaching. It's so good. This is just the other primer, Secure the Blur. I don't know. I also kind of feel like maybe I wiped off that other one, so we're just gonna put this one on again. Well, this one now for the first time. Probably have a little glitter on my hands, but whatever. Here we are. All right. So now I'm going to let my lashes dry before I put on lashes. Because, you know. But while I let them dry, I'm going to put my foundation on. And by my foundation, I mean I'm putting on my BB cream because that's what I like to wear. A little sunblock with some tint in it. It's just how I like to roll. So let me go find that. I found it. It's got an SPF of 30, which I find is enough for me. Works perfectly. Good enough. Never been sunburned on my face, at least. Not anywhere since I've started wearing it, and I have been wearing this for years at this point. Honestly, I've been wearing this since before I even started this channel. So, at least 3 or 4 years, let's put it that way. All I want to say to you is welcome to my channel. And I am somebody who has a neuro-spicy brain, and I just want you to understand that you are not alone if you also have a spicy brain, and also that I understand how hard it is for you to do anything. I get it. I really, truly do. Just to accomplish what might seem like the most simple of tasks. We just, it's not lazy because we want to do it. I want to do it. I want to clean my kitchen. I want to vacuum. I want to put my laundry away because my brain works so well in a clean environment, in a space that is uncluttered. It's just sometimes I don't know where to start. And then sometimes I just don't feel up to doing anything. You know? It's okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to cry. It's okay to understand. We're living in a world right now that is so not okay. And people are fighting over things that there's so much information where we should not be fighting. Like, we can prove things to each other. Like, there's no reason for any of us to be fighting about anything because we have things that prove things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can prove we're right. Especially science stuff. It gets wild. But I'm going to attempt to do my lashes. So, wish me luck. It's a miracle. I got them on. All right. What were we doing? Oh, yeah. Let's get the rest of this ish on. We're going to keep it simple, honestly. I don't want to put a lot on my face because this is enough. But maybe we can do a fun lip. Nothing crazy, obviously. Just, simple. All I want to say, though, in just kind of wrapping this up, is basically, of course I'm going to say it when I'm doing my lip, but whatever. It's okay to struggle. You are not alone. And realizing that you might be the only person that thinks the way you think. at first seems incredibly, I just realized I didn't put I don't care, I'm taking it off afterwards because, might seem like a curse, because it just makes you feel so much more alone. But once you realize it, it's just a matter of being able to better put into words what you're working with, what you might be struggling with, And it's all right to struggle sometimes, all the time, most of the time, sometimes. I just need you to know, though, more than anything, that you're not alone. And if you need help, ask for it. That was my struggle too. I never, ever, ever, and I have proof, even on the brink of dying, never ask for help. And it's only because people recognized that I was in trouble and that I was hurting that I'm here today. But I need you to know that asking for help does not make you dumb or anything. If anything, the people who ask questions are the smart ones in the room. I honestly am awed by the people that ask questions. It's so easy for them, But usually the people talking in the room aren't the ones that should be talking. If that makes sense. It's the people that are quiet, have some of the most profound thoughts. And I can say that as a teacher, because a lot of times my students might not participate, but when I get to read them, their work, so much of them comes out that you would never know in a silent classroom. Here's what I want you to take away from today. That you're not alone. That your brain is not broken. It's just different. And I'm proud. I'm proud of how far you've come. Because I know it's not easy. And look at everything that you've accomplished and everything that you've done. You're amazing. You are. And you are going to do so much more than what you've already done. It's going to be an incredible experience, this life. We're only just getting started. We are. And if you think of your Neuro-Spicy brain as a curse, like I did, and struggle with every day, I don't want you to think like that. Because the way we think is also so special. It is. Because there are so many things that is happening in our minds that couldn't possibly work in a neurotypical. And it's our superpower. things that we are able to process and figure out, and the ideas we come up with, and our creativity. It's a superpower. It is. We just have to recognize that, you know? So, today is a hump day, halfway through the week. We are only just getting started. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be an incredible day. And we have so much to do. Or not do. And I don't want you to feel guilty about it. Some days you just need to lay down and reassess. And you should. And that's okay too. But anyway, that was my look using the Ultra Glam palette. Not really sure what else to say, because, yeah. Also, it's okay to cry. You should cry. It's totally normal, and it's good for you. It's a great way to release negative energy, and just energy in general. Sometimes you just need to breathe and start over, and that's okay too. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I did this early because I just want to have the rest of the day to myself. I'm not even going to lie to you. I need today. Today's a crying day, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. But just know, it's okay. And people punish us for messing up. But what they don't realize is they don't give us credit for everything that we've accomplished. And we should celebrate those too. My mom would celebrate the smallest things when we were together. Just, doing well on a test, or getting something done that you had been working on, or just even stupid stuff, or what you might think is dumb. But we celebrated it because they are big deals sometimes. I'm sorry. I miss my parents. They're so far away. They're not dead. They are in Texas. And I am in New Jersey. It's hard to be without your family sometimes, Just miss them. Anyway, do anything to be with them. So, I take every opportunity to be with them, no matter what, because that's important to me. I would risk anything to be with them, because jobs or events, concerts, whatever, it's whatever. A family and being together, that's important to me, so that's my priority. Anyway, I hope you're having an amazing day. Let's put the mask back on. Just for now. I'm going to go home and cry, so it's fine. Mask won't be on for long. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I am so sorry if this video makes you uncomfortable, but I hope it helped someone. It's kind of my goal, is to always be able to help someone somehow, some way. It's just who I am. But You're doing great. And I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time.